The lesson.
Oh yeah.
Being a group that has a DJ, and I myself as a DJ, I think, you know, within hip hop, having a DJ is important.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you have to have a DJ, but obviously, you know, I'm a little bit biased. I would prefer seeing, you know, an MC with a DJ, or two MCs or three MCs with a DJ. An interesting comment that I seen in an article, Listen Esso did an article, and the article was titled something to the extent of, you know, them saying that if you're a hip hop act and you don't have a DJ, you're more like a karaoke act.
Yeah, I think they're taking the piss.
So
well, I don't know.
What's your take on the importance of the DJ and the DJ's role in your band and in hip hop in general?
It's an element. It's there, but a DJ can still exist without an MC, and an MC can still exist without a DJ. I think like them saying karaoke is a bit tongue in cheek. Like, there's the roots, but at the same time, in my point of view, I'm never not going to fuck with a DJ. Like, in terms of they might not be on stage, like with me, but I'm still going to be finding samples and digging through crates. That's like what we are. So, you know, we often talk about, you know, the relevance of where to put scratching on our records now, because it's like it's not as go-to, or, you know, you go through sounds and palettes of sound, and that sound was thrashed. So no doubt hip hop goes through 60 and will come back. But we're in this moment now where scratching isn't this huge wow, or beat juggling isn't this huge place. But it'll come back. Like, it always comes back.
It's also like a perspective thing. I feel like it's like, you know, maybe with Bliss and Esso coming from that perspective, and it's like, if you're a purist, if you're a hip hop purist and you came up like hip hop culture, graffiti, you know, breaking, DJing, rapping, freestyling, all that kind of stuff, then you value DJ. You value the DJ, you value cuts, you value beat juggling, all that kind of stuff, because you know the skill involved in it, and that like people spend their whole life perfecting this thing, like this art. So there's a respect level there that you kind of, as you know, someone that grew up in the culture, you respect it. And you know, like, I don't want scratching to be part of what we do, definitely in a live sense, you know what I mean? But it is also like, there are people who are making hip hop music who aren't hip hop purists, and they're not coming from that, like that they've been indoctrinated in this culture of hip hop. So they, you know, they're coming from a different perspective. They're maybe not seeing the worth and the value and, you know, the high esteem that DJs and turntablism should be held in, because they're coming from a different perspective, a different background. Maybe they're songwriters, maybe they were singers originally, or pop artists, and then they dabble and start rapping a bit, and then, you know, is that hip hop? You know, what's your definition of hip hop? And like, I kind of feel like, really, like, whatever's clever. Like, I feel like whatever you need to use or not use to make your music,
invent your own shit,
is like, is cool. Like, personally, like, because I'm a hip hop fan, I love turntablism. I love seeing DJs cut. I love seeing, you know, DJs fuck up a record, thrash it, sounds sick. Like, but you know, that's because that's the culture that I grew up in. And,
it's our DNA, I guess.
And we'll never not be excited by that kind of thing. But at the same time, you know,
you got to accept.
Kids are coming from different angles, and it's like, whatever, you know, you do. Once again, like, I just kind of feel like you do you, and be happy doing that, and you know, I'll still be out here, you know,
supportive of
supporting DJs and turntablism and that.
But even supporting the people that don't.
As
well, because that's the only way innovation's going to happen as well.
It's just like, I don't find it like as offensive to not have a DJ as some people might find.
But we are always going
to have a DJ, because.
It's in the DNA.
It's our personal taste, you know. Like, I appreciate that shit.
What is a shame across not just hip hop DJing, but just everything, is that it went CD instead of kept staying on Serato, because the CD DJs are just like, I don't know. I guess it's so convenient to like plug in a USB and stuff, but it wasn't that much different. And the amount of skill, like mechanical skill that people have lost with their, like being able to use it as an instrument, I reckon it's like, you know, the skill set of DJs is so shit these days.
Yeah,
Compared
anyone's
to
a
people,
DJ.
people don't, that's what a big reason they don't even know that it's good is because they've never seen a real one do it.
That's the thing, yeah.
And they haven't got access to it. But I don't know. That you got to accept that things are the way they are, and they're like that at the moment.
Yeah, but I get Bliss and Esso's
Yeah, I totally
comment, and I agree to a certain extent. But it's also like, what are you going to do, man? Like, people don't have the same level of respect for turntablism and
or just
and
knowledge
DJs.
or access.
Yeah, knowledge, and that we had when we were coming up, and we had older kind of peers that were going, this is how you beat juggle, this is how you cut, this is this type of cut, this is that, whatever. And it was like you revered these people because they're more knowledgeable than you, and they're transferring that knowledge and that expertise. And whereas now I feel like, it's like I said with the internet before, anyone can make a tune, anyone can make music, and it's just like you can come from any angle, and there isn't this like kind of respect for culture. It's not like DJs aren't seen as like a culturally important thing like they were when we were coming up. And
it's like
just,
a celebrity.
It's just an unfortunate kind of sign of the times, man.
I also think that this is just my own shit, but I kind of think DJing was seriously impacted by like the way that people sample. So if the law hadn't come in to say, like, law is so bad about sampling now, like you can't even have something like a jacked track on YouTube before it gets taken down. So it's like people have lost their actual connection, their touch with vinyl. Like people are sampling by downloading and stuff like that. And they sample Beyonce and they pitch her up, and you can't even to tell it's not her. But like actual connection is lost through people going, well, I can't make money off sampling anymore, so I'm not going to even bother, and I'm going to go to a synth. And so DJs turned into producers on synths and beats and pads rather than going to the turntable first. You see what I mean?
Yeah, man. I never actually thought about that. And it was also real interesting that you say the skill sets are so low and no one's really not no one, but a lot of people aren't necessarily aspiring to be these very skilled DJs.
Same with freestyling, man.
But that's because they don't see it, because it's not happening, and it's kind of like this circular thing where it's like, where does it...
It's niche, though. Like, I follow these two little girls, these sisters, that are, like, friends with Primo or whatever, and they're fully beat juggling and, like, doing crazy shit. It's niche, but they're going to be old at some point. I reckon it's all going to come back. Like, same with real freestyling. Like, instead of just doing writtens and calling them freestyling, like, real freestyling is going to come back as well. It's just we're just in this weird period. Things move.
Yeah, and it's just like, real hip hop, real skills. That shit will never die. It's just that it's
whether or not it's popular
it's just
not.
faced with a tidal wave of more commercial kind of stuff that like it's like hard to get heard, but it's never going to die. It's always going to be that. It's like vinyl. It'll never die. It'll just be more niche and more collectors that are really enthusiastic, keeping it alive.
The lesson.